Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George, or all George. So, today, Bitcoin is looking very strong, above 50,000 once again. So, I want to share some facts, some metrics, some indicators that it does indicate that Bitcoin is about to have a good week. So, does this mean the Santa rally that we all been hoping for is coming? Well, let's discuss. Thanks for tuning in. As always, smash all the likes, subscribe to the channel. 2 streams almost every day, 11:30 and 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. So make sure you hit that notification bell and follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and check out all the latest news, article, and guides at CryptosRUs.com. Welcome, guys. Hopefully you guys are having a good day so far. Well, look at this. Bitcoin is climbing and inching higher, 50,260. So this weekend we had some excitement, I guess. Bitcoin fell down to about 46 at one point, then kind of hovered about 47, right? I told you guys to stay strong. Bitcoin's time will come. Right now, still, even though we're above 50,000, we're kind of still going sideways right now, but I have some good things to share with you guys about what may be coming this week and the final 2 weeks of this month, right? Let's start out with bullishness, as always. So this was brought to my attention. Bitcoin's Purpose ETF, that's biggest Bitcoin ETF in Canada and in the world, just added about 4,300 Bitcoins in the last 12 days. And you could see, while they were adding, Bitcoin was actually coming down in price. So this does show you a lot of institutional investors, a lot of investors are buying the dip, right? This correlates with something, this reoccurring theme I've been telling you guys about, and that is a liquid supply going up. And people are like, that doesn't make any sense. How could the liquid supply go up while the price is going down? Because there's a lot of ways these guys are getting exposure to Bitcoin or buying Bitcoin indirectly, and they're doing so even when the price is going down. Because in fact, that is when you're supposed to buy. You're supposed to buy when things are down. So you could see that Purpose added a huge amount of Bitcoin in their fund, and that's because the volume or the buying, they're either anticipating that it's going to be coming soon, or it has been and they have to replenish their supply. So that's number one, a huge amount being bought. I've told you guys, I showed this last night about the hash rate, or yesterday morning. Hash rate is now at all-time high. So not only do you have a ton of people buying Bitcoin, but the miners are not selling. They're increasing their hash rate and they're keeping every single Bitcoin that they mine. So there's very little that's hitting, very little fresh Bitcoins. That's a new concept if you think about it, because most Bitcoins people have been transferred between people, right? But the fresh ones, the freshly minted ones that's hitting the supply, well, there's less and less of it because the miners are not stupid. They're the ones that's generating, mining Bitcoin, and they're keeping all of it. That's why hash rate continues to go up, because it's an all-out war right now to see who is going to be the next big dog, right? Or big dogs in terms of mining, now that all the mining has been kicked out of China, right? So they're keeping. And then, of course, all this equals to the fact that there's less Bitcoins out there. There's the reserves, the supply and exchanges continues to drop, and you could see it just keeps dropping and dropping and dropping. Even with the price coming down, you could see the reserves are dropping. And this is the reason why Bitcoin, right? It's liquid supply, which I think is a big deal, keeps going up, which means a number of Bitcoins that is being taken out of circulation, that is no longer on exchanges and tradable, that keeps going up because the big boys, the whales, and the smart money, and you guys have been watching me, you've been taking advantage of the dips because you know this run is not over. So wanted to start with that. Okay, good things overall. Now, if you are a metrics guy or you're a TA guy, Well, there's good news as well. So there's a lot of people that's been, doing a lot of TA, looking at where Bitcoin is, and, from their findings, it looks like Bitcoin is about to break out. We're at that same point, just like here from TechDev. This is a 12-hour chart showing that Bitcoin has just broken through this downtrend. And the last time it did so, Bitcoin was around 40-something thousand, right? And then it shot up. So we're at a higher point than before, but there are a lot of similarities, just like this one, where you can see on a grander scale, whenever Bitcoin has these corrections, there's similarities, and then afterwards we form a new high, right? And this correlates with the video that I put out a few days ago about getting you guys to calm down, making you focus on the future, right? The same message I've been saying throughout 2021 and going all the way back to 2017, right? We go through these periods, but we always recover. Bitcoin always recovers. And sometimes there are fake outs. Sometimes there are corrections. And sometimes we stay in that correction zone for a long time. But sometimes we don't. And sometimes we just bounce right back up. Now, crypto, fear index this morning is a little bit better than last night. We're at 27. Last night, we were all the way down to 16. Extreme fear, right? And I do remember that every time we get to one of these points where Bitcoin is about to jump, we're in the extreme fear level. It's always like that. But sometimes we stay there for a while. You can see when Bitcoin was in 30,000, it was there for a while, right? 40,000, it was much quicker, but still longer than now. And we've only gone through this about a week or so, but we could definitely see that bounce up the start of Santa Rally, right? We still have 2 weeks left of this month. And also, we could certainly continue into 2022. There is no law that says that Bitcoin's rally has to stop and has to peak in December 2021. We knew this could be a possibility. So if we don't get that tremendous bounce up to 200,000 by the end of December, don't worry. There's still time in 2022. There's no hard cut that it has to be December 2021. Now, besides the things, what else is there? Here's someone else that's doing TA on a 4-hour. And you could see that it broke a very important downtrend. And whenever that usually happens, it usually indicates there's good things coming. And here's another one. Here's a metric this is an interesting one. I haven't seen this posted before. This measures OTC Desk balance. I didn't even know that Glassnode could actually check this. But interesting correlation. Whenever the balance of Bitcoins on the OTC Desk form a bottom, like you can see the red circles, that tends to mean that Bitcoin has found a local bottom and that it's about to rise. So quite interesting. And we did have that recently as well. So this could be another indication that Bitcoin is ready to bounce because the number of Bitcoins not only on exchanges are going down, but right now it's really low within the OTC market as well. Interesting. And this is even more interesting. And I don't know what this is actually measuring, but you could come up with your own custom indicators and rename them. But this person who calls himself Plan C now, and he's not wearing McDonald's hat. Well, he came out with this called the paper hands ratio. And he also has one that's called diamond hands, but he doesn't elaborate which metric he's using for paper hands, but it's looking pretty darn accurate. Whatever paper hands get down to a certain point, right? And you could see this percentage, you see that Bitcoin goes on a terrific rally right afterwards. So it happened before when Bitcoin was really, really, really low. This was back in 2015. And then it happened again, and this goes all the way to 2017. It happened again right when Bitcoin hit a low of 2019. And then look at where we are now. That paper hands ratio is at the same point of those 2 points. And the spacing is also very, very similar too. So does that mean we're about to enter a huge run up for December and going into 2022? Maybe if he clarifies what that is. And also percentage of supply that has not moved in 3 years. So this is the hardcore holders, right? This is at an all-time high, around 38%. So think about that. 38% of Bitcoin, of all the Bitcoins out there, not counting the ones that are lost, or maybe this is counting the ones that are lost too, but nevertheless, 38% of it has not moved in 3 years. These are very strong hands. Diamond hand people that could care less what Bitcoin does day to day. All they're doing is holding, and they could be even adding on more. And overall, this is what's happening. And the more people that get this, the more people that stay patient, buy Bitcoin to hold on and wait for life-changing wealth, the better it is for everyone else, because as the supply goes up in terms of people not trading, right, the reserves and everything else goes down, which is what's happening already, but we can see more of that going forward. I take that back. We will see more of that going forward. Now we definitely will. We definitely will. All right. I think that's it. Today's a light news day since last night. The only other two things I want to talk about is the city of Jacksonville. We heard of Mayor Suarez in Miami. He got reelected, and he says he's going to take his 401k now in Bitcoin. Well, city of Jacksonville is also giving this option to its employees. So it's starting. This trend, it's small, but it's starting. And we know that the new mayor-elect of New York City is also very pro-crypto. Who knows? He may be doing the same thing too. So Bitcoin is definitely spreading, and overall, this is why the fundamentals of Bitcoin is getting better, because adoption is here, and it's only going to get better. All right, so that's really what I want to talk about. I mean, the only other thing I just want to remind you guys, since we're in the last 2 weeks, or close to the last 2 weeks of this month, just want to keep reminding you guys of the giveaway, the year-end giveaway, which is absolutely huge. 5 ETH being given out, and the one at 600K giveaway, which could be sooner or it could be at the same time, because I didn't plan this. I thought I would have hit 600K earlier, but both of these giveaways are ongoing. So if you want to win some free Bitcoin or ETH, you better check it out, all right? It is ending soon. All right, Bitcoin, hey, still going up, 50,400, looking mighty strong right now. And if you look at overall, I just want to clarify real quick, I am not going to be using Live Coin Watch anymore. So I am switching back to CMC for many reasons, one of which is that the market cap is a lot more accurate. So I'm going back to CMC, so don't be surprised. Now, the portfolio that I had on Live Coin Watch, I will have to move to here, so I'm going to do so before this coming Wednesday. But looking at CMC overall, today is a pretty good recovery day. You have many coins in the green. And you know what? As long as Bitcoin, I've always said this, Bitcoin is the big dog. It leads the space. If Bitcoin continues to rally, continues to do well, most of these altcoins will do well. When I look at price prediction, when I give out price predictions or tops, I always base it on Bitcoin, right? I've always done so, and I will continue to do so. But the one coin that has been getting stronger and stronger, that has to be Ethereum. And you can't sleep on Ethereum, because man, it has been extremely strong this year, and it could get even stronger in 2022 as Ethereum 2 gets ready to launch. So there you go. All right, guys, that is it. Now let's do some Q&A. Thousand Mountains. I'm not going to answer that question. But you made that was a comment of the day. I'm going to say that's the comment of the day. All right. Scrolling up. Let's see. Battle Rap Boutique says, get your shopping done, boys. We're shooting up. You know what? I've been telling you guys, when you can, right? You buy the dips or you hodl. You never want to panic sell, right? So unfortunately, I know a lot of people probably panicked and sold some at 47, 46, right? And they're probably regretting it. And those of you guys that DCA'd around those prices, well, congratulations. Now you're better off for it. So when it comes to crypto, you know, really, I've been through so many of these, so many up and downs. I can't even count, hundreds to thousands, all right? One thing that has always held true is that Bitcoin always recovers. Sometimes it's slower. Yes, I know. I've been through 3-year plus crypto winter. I know, trust me. And sometimes they're shorter, but even shorter time frames, they suck. 3 months, it sucks. 1 month, it sucks. 3 weeks, it sucks, right? Even a week, it sucks. But afterwards, you know, you'll feel much better, and then you just forget about it because you don't even remember. I think most people don't even remember the 3 months we were stuck at 30,000. I really don't. I don't hear anyone talk about it. I don't think anyone remembers that. But it happened. And it was only, you know, 4 or 5 months ago. It wasn't that long ago. All right, let's see. Going down. Milton got liquidated in a long position. I'm sorry to hear that. That's never, ever good. Manny, I appreciate it. Okay, let's see. What else is there? Shannon, I have been meaning to get more merchandise, but there are plenty. And there's more and more designs being added every single day. There's a lot of good ones here. Just so I'm going to show some of my own merchandise. But, you know, there's a lot of stuff. Added some new Bitcoin stuff, new Bitcoin design, new Ethereum designs. And, of course, you can search for basically anything. Men, women, baby, sticker, backpacks, mugs, whatever. You could sort it. And then you could look at all your favorite designs to the moon, even Litecoin. I don't discriminate against any projects when it comes to t-shirts. So Phantom, Ethereum, Chainlink, you know, Cardano, Avalanche, Algorand, you know, basically any design that you guys like, it's in the store. It's pretty good stuff. All right. What is the code? Well, I gave it out. You should be watching and paying attention. I gave out the last code, the last digit, last night. So, or last night or yesterday morning. One of the two, but that was the last code. So, the other codes, I gave it throughout since 500,000 subscribers till now. Okay. I'm missing a lot of chats here. Let me take this. Let me get to the right spot. Merry Christmas, George. Naturally, I hope Bitcoin goes up, but after all this time, I just want to see you drink that blue label. Then I know I'm in the green. I still have that bottle. I'm trying to cut down on my drinking. So trying to cut that down a little bit, but I will bust it out and celebrate with you guys on greener days, that's for sure. I try to be objective and do my own research. Why do you think Plan B perspective is so bearish and yours is more bullish? Does he have an agenda? I don't think he's bearish at all. Carlos, I don't know where you got that from. I mean, he still sticks by his stock to flow. He didn't say that it has been validated. I know he's getting a little political, and that's his right to do so. So that may be turning some people off. But I think a lot of people lost, I guess, respect for him because of his prediction being wrong. But I mean, you can't do that. Everyone has wrong predictions. And he made those predictions back in June, and he was accurate 3 for 3 until the fourth one is wrong. So I don't know what if you're referring to something else, Carlos, but he's not bearish to me. I think people are bearish towards him. What else am I missing? Thanks for playing. Beta launch is on 15th, and I have a bag. Should I buy more? I have no idea what you're talking about. It looks like you're trying to show a project that no one knows about. You've been asked VVS a few times. It's just you research it. I did mention this, Bitbeard. I did. But the thing is, it is the very first AMM on Chronos from Crypto.com. I know all that. But overall, AMMs are not doing so well right now. The ones that exist, they're not really doing all that. So it's good because Crypto.com, most people don't know that they do have their own chain. They're trying to build it out. And who knows, they may even move their NFT marketplace to it. So it's good for Crypto.com. But as for VVS itself, AMMs have not been doing that well recently. So I don't know if it's really go blow up like some of the ones, the leaders out there. But we'll see. It's a start, and that's very good. Crypto Crow. Crypto Crow. I don't know if you're the real Crypto Crow, but if you are, thank you. I do appreciate it. I met you once. I saw you once at the Chicago Blockchain Conference years ago, and you are a beast of a man. You're like a 7-footer standing out, and man. Well, anyways, enough bromance, but thank you if it's really you. Ali, Z zero knowledge push Matic ZK zero proofs. What do you think about Dusk? It is a ready to use L1 based on ZK. ZK technology has been out for a while. And Matic is really just trying to play catch up, buying all these companies that's based on ZK. But ultimately, people think that's the best scaling solution for Ethereum. So it could do well. Other projects that are utilizing it. I have heard of Dust before. They've been around for a while. But that alone is not going to help them. It's not going to help them get driven higher. You need to have a lot of dApps. That's what Matic has. Matic has a ton of dApps. Their ecosystem arguably is one of the biggest out there. Silas, hey, appreciate that. JS Quad family, how's your day going? It's going pretty good. Can't complain. Today's a sunny day, at least for me. Bitcoin is above 50,000, right? All coins are coming up. So it's pretty good. And I'm here with you guys, strapped on. Wait, what did I miss here? Hold on, I lost my... Do you think yield farming is worth the risk? For many, it is. Many... they deposit their crypto into yield farms and they're making a lot of interest, but there's rug pulls and vulnerabilities and hacks all the time. So you just got to be careful. Don't go to the ones that are like promising like 20,000, 100,000 APY. Those are just too risky. But if it's like a matter of staking cake on PancakeSwap for 100%, I think that's more reasonable, right? But if you're going to a project that's promising you like 100,000 APY, that's a red flag. So, and Nada, I can't. I don't know why. Corey, been in crypto a year. Next month, do you still believe that will finish 60 cents to $1? I still support VeChain, and I still think they're the biggest in the supply chain space by far. However, that prediction is based on if Bitcoin could do what many people think it could do, which is reach 150 to 200 to 250,000, right? So at this point, that would still be 4x, 3 to 4x, right? So 3 to 4x, if you multiply that to VeChain right now, that would put it about 30 to 40 cents. But because VeChain is an altcoin, it tends to move faster than Bitcoin. So can it hit something like 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, $1? It's a possibility. But this is all based on if Bitcoin could hit those levels. If Bitcoin just tops out at 100,000 and stops, well, then probably not. But it really depends on Bitcoin and the overall market. And if we don't have that blow off top by the end of December, we just have a slow and steady rise into 2022 and we just keep going, maybe the 4-year cycle just stops, well, then, then that's good overall. That's even better. Sheeb is king. Hey, I had some good updates about Sheeb last night. Sheeb is getting into metaverses and play their own games starting in 2022. That could be a big thing. And they partner up with, I think, a company called Play. I don't know if it's PlayStation, but Play something. But they're a big firm that's involved with gaming. So Sheeb is looking pretty serious. I mean, they want to really legitimize themselves and get away from just being a meme coin. All right. Storm Detector says, you had us hold to 29K, then we made a fortune later. That's how it is. Time is on your side when it comes to Bitcoin. You may have corrections, you may lose a lot of money short term, but if you stay strong, you don't panic, you continue to hodl, and you may even DCA, right? If you have money on the side, and I think that's important as we go higher and higher and higher. But if you follow those rules, I mean, your time is on your side. You just have to wait it out. And honestly, it's not that long. 3 years, 4 years, that's really nothing. A lot of you guys held through crypto winter for 3 years, and now you're multi-millionaires. I mean, who else could say that, right? So just got to be patient and invest in the right projects. Of course, not every project, once they go down, will recover. But if you invest in the right ones, especially something like Bitcoin, you can't go wrong, in my opinion. You have any info on Flick2 project? Crowdfunded big screen movies. We're spending the ADA or too early. Probably way too early. Way too early. The only project that's on Cardano that, well, number one is Sunday Swap. That's urgent. But the only other one that looks interesting to me, really interesting, is Pavia. Because it's the Decentraland of Cardano. But it's very early stage. Very early stage, so it's nowhere close to being done. But that's the one that really, like, interests me right now. But anything else I haven't seen that's like that interesting. All right, last few questions. Is it smart to buy BTC now or wait after the cycle of BTC profits? No BTC now. I mean, Terry, people have been asking me that since the beginning of time. Okay? And I've always said it's never a bad time to buy Bitcoin. If you buy now, right, it goes down. Okay, you wait, it'll come back. It's always like that. And no one knows where bottom is. I've been saying it at 3,000, 6,000, 10,000, 20,000, 30,000. I remember at 30,000 too. And this is the first time we hit 30,000. I'm like, do you guys realize the gravity of Bitcoin at 30,000? Like, it costs you 30,000 to buy one Bitcoin. And now we're sitting at 50,000 and people are panicking, right? Do you realize the gravity of Bitcoin at 50,000? Do you realize that if you have a single Bitcoin right now, it's worth 50,000? And do you realize most people in America, most people in the world can't pull out 50,000 from their bank account to buy one single Bitcoin, right? Realize that if you do have a single Bitcoin, you're in the upper point, 1% of the people out there, probably less, that actually holds a single Bitcoin. And that most people cannot do so. They're not liquid enough. They don't have the cash to pull out to just buy a single Bitcoin. So, small things like this, most people don't grasp or get or care. But if you really take a second and realize that had you been buying and holding, and now you have more than a Bitcoin, or you do have a single Bitcoin, or you're getting close to there, you're really in the upper echelon. Because very, very little people can afford to do so. So you're doing it right. You're doing it right and you're doing it well. Do you think ACH could hit $1 this bull run? ACH has been stagnant recently because payment systems have not been doing that well recently. But I think they're still in the right space. They have a Binance connection and they have a Shopify connection. So those two things are big. Cardano successfully launched his testnet that will bring Ethereum tokens to, the ERC20 converter. I covered that last night. That's a pretty good one. I think that's pretty much it. Overall, Bitcoin is moving in the right direction. Okay, so this week could be very good. We got 2 weeks left, about 2.5 weeks left for Bitcoin. We could see some explosive movement, right? Generally speaking, we have a Santa rally, and generally speaking, December for 4-year cycle is the most explosive month. We haven't seen it yet. We have a lot of FUD out there with, Omicron and Evergrande and infrastructure bill. I mean, there's just so much out there. Okay, but Bitcoin is strong. It'll get through all this, right? You just have to have faith and stay strong. So we'll see if this week is the start of Santa rally. But a lot of things I showed you guys indicates it's right around the corner. All right, smash a like, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys tonight, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. All right, have a good one, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.